Hey guys, welcome back to another episode on how to hack. So today we'll be discussing and learning about mobile application security. So otherwise could be called as mobile application penetration testing. So we're testing the mobile application that are installed into your phone. So over here in our case, we actually have a mobile phone running on the left side. So this is an Android device being powered up by Android Studio. And on the right side, we have command prompt running. And of course, in command prompt, we want to learn about Android Debug Bridge. So we have a full tutorial on that you can check out as part of the YouTube channel. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel so that you can learn all about cybersecurity. So moving back to the tutorial, we can enter, for example, ADB, followed by devices. So this would list down all the devices that are attached to your computer, whether they are attached through USB, emulation, or even wirelessly. So we can see all the devices that are connected to your ADB. And on the left side, I actually have an mobile device running, and we actually have an application called DIVA. So if I scroll up and I go into this particular application over here, I can open that up, and we actually have the application, and this is a vulnerable mobile application that we can do our vulnerability analysis on, that we can do our penetration testing on. So this is a wonderful way for us to learn about mobile application security and how we can secure those data. So what we're going to learn over here as we review through the data, we have insecure logging, hard coding issues, insecure data storage, and so on and so forth, including input validation series. And we can actually look at, for example, insecure data storage. So the whole idea about this insecure data storage lies with one of the problems of how data is being stored inside the mobile device through the mobile application. And one of those issues is that a lot of this mobile application stores data in plain text, in clear text, inside the storage device. So as a result of that, whoever has access into the mobile application storage will have the ability to actually view all those data. All right, so for example, over here, I can enter the third-party service username. I can enter test, for example, and I can click on the third-party service password. So you can think of this like logging into your banking app. You can think of this like logging into the e-commerce mobile application that you have. So in some sense, when you have the safe login, they would actually have to save your password somewhere, or they have to save some kind of token inside your device in order to inject that back into the application authentication server. So as a result of that, when you click save, we have that data being saved. So we have the credential being saved inside the system. And when I go back into the Android Debug Bridge, so for example, if I enter the following, I can enter ADB followed by shell. So this would give us access into the system. So I can enter, for example, who am I? So we are looking at Unix or Linux commands. So I can actually exit on this. So I can enter ADB root to restart as root. Okay, and then we can enter ADB shell again, and we can enter who am I. So in this case, we are now accessing the Android device as root, and we can try to examine what kind of data there are. So I can cd into /data, enter ls, so we can actually see all the information over here. So we can see all the applications. So one particular folder stands out. So that is actually under over here. So let me just bring up the command prompt for you. So we can see over here we have Jakhar Asim Diva. So we can cd into Jakhar Asim Diva, hit enter on that, enter ls again, and we can see all the information regarding the directory. So we have all 4 different directories. We have cache, code cache, databases, we have the data app. Okay, so we can actually look at all this information. We have share preferences, so we can actually try to cd, for example, into shared preference, hit enter on that, enter ls-l again to do a listing, and we can see that there is an XML file. So what happened is that a lot of mobile application could be storing those data in XML format or SQLite. So SQLite will do that as a separate tutorial in the future about how we can examine those data. So over here, we have an XML file, and all you got to do is do a cat to read that particular file. Hit enter on that, and we can immediately find out the information of the string name. Okay, so we have the password and we have the user, and both of these was tasks. So we actually entered tasks and tasks for our string password as well as string user. So immediately we can retrieve those data inside the storage of the mobile device. So very quickly we could actually view and access a lot of those critical data, personal information inside the mobile device. So moving forward, I can actually do a change directory back, and I can cd into databases, and I can enter ls-l again, and we can see all this different information here. So we have dvar nodes, we have .db-shm, -wal, IDS2, and all these different data. So the question to us is, are we able to view those information? So can we do a cat dvar nodes.db? What can we see from those results? What about -shm? Hit enter on that. What about -wal? What kind of data can we find? And over here, okay, over here we can see we have some information. We have exercise, alternate days running, expense spent too much on home theater, holiday, either Goa or Amsterdam. So if you realize this, we have not actually logged into the mobile application yet. We are also able to view those data inside the mobile application, or those data that are used by the mobile application to provide information or update through the mobile application. Okay, so with that, we have come to the end of today's tutorial, and I hope that you've learned something valuable. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below, and I'll try my best to answer any of your questions. So remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so that you can be kept abreast of the latest